I buy some tools at Harbor Freight. Why do I buy some tools at Harbor Freight? Money. It really boils down to money. I can buy them cheaper at Harbor Freight than I can buy them anywhere else. And if the quality is good enough to do the job, then why should I spend more? Now notice I say good enough to do the job, not the best quality. Sometimes we overbuy. And I have been guilty of that too. You know, we buy it because, well, that's the best. Okay, that's great if you need the best. But if you don't need the best, why are you spending the money on the best? Now, there's a couple of categories where we might say you don't really need the best. One is if it's a professional tool and you're not doing it professionally. Okay, I have a Milwaukee drill driver over here. All right, I bought it because the consumer level drill driver I bought went out on me. All right, I'd had it for a number of years. I got my money's worth out. It was time to replace it. I'm doing more woodworking now. I'm doing some professional stuff, so therefore it made sense to buy a better drill driver, and so I bought a Milwaukee. On the other hand, I have a hammer drill that I rarely use. I think I've used it 3 times in the 5 years I've had it. It did not make sense to buy a Milwaukee hammer drill and pay about 2.5 times as much as what I ended up paying for the we could say budget brand that I bought. All right, so that's one category of you don't need more. Another one is that sometimes tools can be overbuilt for the purpose in which you are going to use them. And that's maybe a little hard to gauge, okay? And it's different from one person to another, and of course it's different from one project to another. Let's take this clamp, for example. This is just a regular F-clamp, screw-threaded F-clamp, and I've got a bunch of these. And there are probably better quality clamps around. But this is a 6-inch clamp. I mean, it's not like I'm clamping a whole table with this. And this is adequate to the task. Now, I can buy this one, and it's adequate to what I need, or I can spend more money buying a more expensive one and just spend more money. And maybe it might look nice there on my wall that, ooh, he's got an orange one instead of a blue one. So what? Okay? So that's another way we can end up spending more than we need to. So we really need to evaluate carefully what it is that we are buying and why we're buying it. And with that in mind, Harbor Freight is a great source for some things. And the things I'm going to mention to you today, I'm saying they're tools that everyone needs. Maybe you don't need them, okay? Maybe you don't need a hydraulic floor jack, all right? I get it. These are things that I have found to be highly useful. And in some cases, I'm talking categories rather than individual items. And so I'm mentioning because if you've got to buy one, if you need one, take a good look at Harbor Freight because you'll probably be satisfied with what you get there and save yourself some money. And you know what that means, right? That means you get to buy more tools, okay?